Welcome to the Insurance Wise Guys podcast. I'm Mike Lewis, agency owner for Archibald and Lewis Insurance and the Insurance Wise Guy. On today's episode, we have Brian and Lacey Lambert of Bluffton Strength and Conditioning. Everyone help me welcome Brian and Lacey Lambert. Brian and Lacey are 16-year veterans of a truly successful marriage, parents to 3 wonderful kids, certified CrossFit trainers and coaches, and owners of Bluffton Strength and Conditioning. Guys, tell me how it's going.
Really good.
Good so far.
Yeah, things have been going good. School year just started, so people are trying to figure out new schedules and stuff, and so are we. So everybody seems to be happy to be back in here and back at school. So
Back at school, yeah. We'll see for how long, for sure. Turn back the clock with me a little bit and tell me where you were and what you were doing before Bluffton Strength.
well,
First.
I was working at the State Highway Department. I had been there for, I don't know, a little less than 10 years, probably like 7 or 8 years when we started here. And yeah, I thought that was my forever job. I was like, I'm going to be here the rest of my life. I'm going to retire from here. And things changed pretty quickly once we became members. And then, yeah, after that, it was just kind of getting in here and doing what we've been doing the past 4 years. So that's where I was.
Yeah, I worked at Stoller Dental Lab, so I made retainers and all those appliances that your kids wear for 9 years.
Right here in Bluffton?
Yep,
Before
right
they
here in Bluffton.
moved? Yeah, my daughter just lost her retainer yesterday, so I wish she still worked there. Okay, so now it's flash forward to 2016. You have just become owners of Bluffton Strength and Conditioning. Who and what helped you get there?
Well, for me, it was, I didn't really have anybody immediately close to me that was like, you should do this. I mean, there was probably a few people in my life. The person that started the gym, Kevin Bear, kind of helped with some guidance on things like that. But I actually was getting a lot of good information and good advice from podcasts and business podcasts, and there were specifically gym business podcasts that were kind of like, the biggest thing I just kept hearing was you got to kind of just commit to it and go for it, and just kind of be willing to take a chance and stuff like that. So I mean, nobody was telling me like this is stupid or you shouldn't, but I wasn't really having anybody super close to me that was really like, yeah, this is a good idea. So it was more coming from just getting information from other people that have done it, that have been in my position.
Yeah, and he definitely influenced me. I didn't really want to do it, to be honest, but he talked me into it. Yeah.
So that's a big jump going from dental lab and state highway to becoming business owners, let alone a gym owner. How did you even know that was for you?
That's a good question. I do try to inform people, like, graduating high school, I would have never seen myself owning a business. I know this is possibly a little different type of business than what most people think, but it's still a lot of the same principles apply, like just knowing how to treat people right, and that I guess was the biggest part of when we took it over, was just a lot of the things that helped us be really successful early on, we already kind of naturally did in our lives already, just as far as building relationships and treating people right. So
yeah, it was kind of a leap of faith kind of thing too. To go from a full-time job where you have a stable income, like you can count on
Absolutely.
every week, but we kind of did it for our family too. We didn't spend much time together going that way. You know, he was working full-time and then gym and farming, and I was working full-time, and then 3 kids rushing them around to all their things. So it was kind of like, how can we spend more time together? And this has definitely done that for us.
So the gym helps bring your family closer together, but you see the gym as a family, and that's what's making it successful for you
sure.
guys.
Yeah.
So talking about that same thing, though, family for sure, but what makes your gym different than other gyms, without naming any names of a big box store gym, but what sets you apart from the other gyms?
For me, it's definitely community. Just coming in and you actually build relationships with the people. I mean, you can go to other gyms and you see the same people most of the time with headphones in and stuff. You don't really go out of your way to talk to them, but here I feel like we have some pretty awesome members, and we kind of help initiate those conversations and get people talking and really develop some great friendships.
So I see a lot of people out there making money on other people's weaknesses, and I see that in gyms a lot of times too, because they're all about the numbers. You know, come join our gym, come join our gym. You're not saying that then. You're saying that you actually want to get a hold of each person and invite them in. And
yeah, it's really hard on us when we have people that come in and they're paying every month, but they come in spurts. You know, like we don't want them just to come for 2 weeks and then, hey, we got your money now. It doesn't really matter whether you're here or not.
Yeah. No, yeah, we for sure don't like. We like when we see all the names up on the board and stuff that people have been in for the day. We want people to get what we've gotten out of this gym, and that's the whole reason, or one of the big reasons we took it over was how this gym helped us as far as being healthier and better shape. We want to pass that on to other people. We feel like that's kind of a thing that everybody else deserves, or it'd be nice to have in their life. So we want to see people in here, and we've always talked, we'd take the 50 really, really good, awesome, committed members compared to 300 members that we don't ever see in here. So we'd rather be focused on those 50 really good members and just keep them in here and keep them happy and get them in better shape. So.
Right, I get that. What's so 2016? That's 4.5 years. What's been your biggest challenge being business owners in that time? Because you went from working for somebody else to now you're the man. You're the woman. You're in charge.
Kind of maybe. Well, for me, I mean, his answer's probably different than mine, but finding our role in here, kind of, and at home, like finding that, like I take care of this, you take care of this, and finding the balance of what works for us. I feel like we're still in the process of finding that balance, but some things come more naturally, where other things, we have to really work at those and make sure that they get done, and supporting each other, seeing where, we need help. I don't know.
Right.
Picking up the slack somewhere.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
What's it like then, being husband and wife in charge of the same business? I mean, you talk about separate roles, finding your own roles.
Yeah, no. A lot of times, a lot of people say I would never be able to do that. And it does have its challenges.
I hear a lot of people say that. Yeah.
It does have its challenges. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's all perfect and stuff. We definitely go through spurts where things mesh and they flow good, and then we go through times where I need you to do this. I'm not doing it. I don't feel like I'm doing enough and stuff like that. But I think it kind of comes back to your principles and what your goal is. You got to remember what your goal is in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So in that time, again, 4.5 years is definitely awesome for owning a business, because a lot of businesses fail within the first year. But what has been your greatest success in that short time?
Well, the relationships, I know we keep coming back to that, but building the community, and that can be kind of a word that gets thrown around, but we really try to get people sold on the idea of what we're trying to create in here, and it's more than just yourself. It's the people around you. You got to care about them, and then you got a coach that you're listening to every time you come in here, so you got to respect and listen to them. And then at the end of the day, you're really just going through an hour class, and it's really hard for everybody. It can be tough for everybody. Some people's definition of hard is different than others. But I think just going through that struggle with somebody next to you and they're doing the same thing just builds a lot of community and good character with each other. And somehow it just brings people closer to each other, and they've created a lot of good friendships out of this place, and we're very proud of that, because we like the idea that people have created lifelong memberships through here, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. So that's been exciting for us to see happen, and to be a small part of that, or a big part, whatever we are, is cool. I mean, a lot of people love just coming in here and seeing that there's other people going the direction they're going towards the same goals that they have. So
So BSC is kind of like Farmers Only and Match.com. You're building relationships.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Okay. So earlier this year, 2020s, everything's going great. People think that it's fantastic, best year ever, and then March hits, and boom, you're shut down. You're deemed non-essential. Talk to me about that.
Well, that wasn't very fun. Being told that you're non-essential when our non-essential business is paying our bills kind of seems essential to us. But I mean, other than that, our members pay for a very specific product that we offer, and that's not online, emails sent to you on what to do each day. That's in class, in a building, being coached and being trained on what to do. So, I mean, we felt bad about that. We didn't like it, but we also felt bad for our paying members. So it was just a struggle.
In turn, those members turned out to be amazing.
Yeah.
They wanted to stick with it. They understood the economy.
What was going on.
Yeah, what was going on.
So even during that time, though, you did give some instruction to your members to work at home, let them loan out some equipment.
Yep, we
really
let
helped
them take some equipment home, and we sent them daily emails on workouts. It wasn't ideal, but we tried to make the best of it, and for the most part, they understood, and we just tried to stay in contact with them daily as best we could. And
I think that really helped. It was hard to make daily videos. It wasn't something that were natural at all. Our internet's poor, or we're not very good at taking videos.
we don't have all the equipment.
All sorts of factors, but I think it was great to keep in contact somehow every day throughout. It was 2 months that we were shut down, and people came back. A good number. Back to normal pretty much. We really
that says a lot about you guys,
numbers.
though, too, for sure, to not really lose any membership during that time and to come back strong, for sure. So here's the biggie about gyms in general. It's intimidation. So you take somebody that says, I can't do any pull-ups. I can't do any push-ups. I cannot jump on that box. I'm too heavy. I need to lose weight first before I come. What do you say to that person that is scared to come?
Yeah.
Well, the best thing to do is just you got to decide to start. One of the big problems, I guess, is people will be like, well, I'll do that on Monday. And really, it's just when it's put on you to start, just starting is the first challenge. Get past that, get in here. I try to tell people, I was scared to call the trainer that used to coach before we were owners. My friend was like, hey, you need to get in there, give him a call, get something set up. And it took me a couple days before I even called him. Wasn't even seeing him face to face. But just getting in here and seeing that it's not as intimidating or as bad as you think. I use my mom as an example a ton because she's 61 and she's been a member for 4 years. And she's just in here every day working out with a 25-year-old guy right next to her. And she's gotten past the point of caring or being intimidated.
Right.
And she understands that she's on a different level than he is. So it's just getting in here and doing it. And you're not ever going to get any closer to your goals by saying, well, I got to lose this weight before I do that. Because that's, from our experience, that just doesn't happen. We don't see very many of those people actually come in.
So you don't have a set in stone regimen for that day. You're tailoring it to each individual person and what they can do, what their body can actually do.
Yeah, right. And there's always modifications for things. So you can take a workout that has pull-ups, push-ups, and air squats in it, and everybody can do it. We'll give you some form of a pull-up that you're going to be able to do to gradually get you on a higher level each time.
Okay. So a couple more things. Your gym specifically has hosted an event called Festivus. So besides being a made-up holiday on Seinfeld, what is Festivus and how did you get involved with that?
Yeah, so Festivus is a competition that's done nationwide. Several different gyms in the area, so you just would Google it and you can find what gyms are hosting it. So we just emailed the guy and said, hey, we're wanting to be a host. They take so many from an area, and we just happen to be able, and this, I don't know how many miles it has to be between gyms, but we applied, and they accepted it, and once you're accepted, you're always able to host it and stuff. So it's done nationwide, and I don't know.
Well, our members have always really enjoyed it because it's a little scaled down. It's not like super crazy stuff that you see on TV. So our members have always liked it because we have more members that are the more scaled down
Right.
skill level than what you see on TV.
Which most
And
people are.
yeah, there's very few of those people. But so our members have always really enjoyed it, but we've always had to kind of travel pretty far to find a gym that's hosting it. So we just kind of were like, hey, why don't we try it? The closest one to us was 2 hours away, so I'm sure they would let us host one, and they did. And we had members not only compete in it, but then they helped with like setup and judging and getting people where they needed to be. So it was a really cool way to get exposure to our gym. I mean, we were bringing people in that were already a part of a gym, but it's just kind of neat for other people to get outside and see other places and see like what our gym might do different than their gym. and stuff,
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah. You can learn a lot from a lot of different people, a lot of different areas. So you have a free beginners class starting September 1st.
Yeah, next
So,
Tuesday.
so what happens with a beginners class, and who is that designed for?
Yeah. So we run these 3 to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
About.
Yeah.
And it's really designed for people that have never been in before. And we open up all of our class times for the whole month of September for anybody that's never been in before to try it out. It kind of helps take away the intimidation factor because we're expecting people that have never been in to be in, and usually you're not the only one. So there's more people that have never been in, and like all of our members know that there's going to be new people. So it's just kind of the days are tailored to that expectation that we're having new people come in, and it's just a good way to start it.
Yeah.
We found.
Yeah, we like to take people's excuses away.
Right.
And cost can be one people's excuse. So if there's a free month, it kind of
Yeah.
takes that away. And then,
So it's a whole month. You're
yeah,
giving,
you give a whole
month,
month for
yeah.
free. And we definitely try to encourage people to bring a friend because it's, from our experience, it's just been easier to kind of be consistent with coming in. If you have somebody that's like, hey, are we going today? And hopefully they're a good enough friend that says, yep, we're going today.
Keep you accountable.
keep you accountable. Yeah. And do you guys do that? Do you get on the phone and say, hey, I haven't seen you?
Yeah, we
Usually
we
send a
enjoy-
friendly reminder.
We
or
enjoy
something,
sending
so.
out friendly reminders,
Yeah.
but that's also good about the community here. Is we
Yeah.
have members that do that
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Hey, I've sent so and so a text, and then they come in the next day, and it's better than just
Yeah.
Brian and I doing that. They build these relationships, and so those people are also
Right.
kind of keeping them accountable.
That's awesome. So tell people how to get a hold of you.
Okay, so our best way, you can find us on Facebook, Bluffton Strength and Conditioning. You can
I
Instagram.
believe our phone numbers are on
Yep,
Facebook.
phone numbers are on
so,
there. Text, call.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
in.
So.
Okay.
Whatever.
There you have it. BSC, fitness for your future.